3, 2, and 1.
Welcome to another episode of 2 on 1 with Mike and Mike. This is your host, Michael Vetrano, along with my partner in crime, Michael Torriero. The next guest is the pride of Baldwin. He's the current head coach of Perennial Power, Long Beach High School. That's Raymond Adams. How are you, Ray?
What's up, fellas? How are you?
Ray, we're excited.
Ray.
We're breaking over that. We're breaking over the 110 barrier. We're in Nassau now. We haven't been spending a lot of time on Nassau. You're our first guy in Nassau, you know?
Ray, what do you drink and put on your skin? I've known you for a long time. You're like, the glasses might say that you're aging, but you got the fountain of youth with your skin and the way that you look.
Like Clark Kent. You look like Superman.
Right? It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
This guy never ages. He's
What do
still
you like?
22
You
years
have like
old.
Amway products, or what do you got going on there?
Little oil of Olay every morning, baby.
All right, you look good. You
Okay.
look good. You look. I don't know if it's. You got a lot of filters. Someone told me you wear filters. It's all right. Listen, I want to talk to you about a couple of things. Your team's unbelievable. You're a perennial power. You guys get it done every year. People count you out. They think you're down. Long Beach is down. You're never down. I want to know how you do it. What's the secret? No one's listening. No one's watching. Just us three. What's the secret? What's the Long Beach secret?
Three.
What's the Long Beach secret? Tell me.
Well, I just think it's a tradition, right? You know, the kids in town grow up, seeing the older kids wrestle and coming to the matches, and it just kind of feeds itself, right? We have a great feeder program that Coach Miguel Rodriguez runs with a bunch of our former alumni who helped him out. And, all those kids, they come to all the matches. The high school kids go watch the youth tournaments. So, those kids grow up, saying, hey, I want to be on those mats, at the high school, in front of those big crowds, wrestling MacArthur, wrestling Massapequa, and all the other powers. So I think tradition, that's really what keeps it going.
Coach, I like to think that, I dabble a little bit about the Sable Kid program. I like to think we had the biggest program, but I think you might bring me to shame. What's your total number of kids, and don't embellish, from K through 6th grade or K through 8th grade? How many kids do you have in that kid program? COVID might be a little skewed. How many kids do you have?
Well, we have two youth programs. One is through our recreation center.
Right.
So, I guess, and that's really like where the kids really just start, their first taste of wrestling. And Coach John Anfasi, he runs that. And, that could run anywhere from 30 to 40 kids, perhaps, on any given year. And then the Gladiators, which is, the kids that really like the wrestling, they'll join that with Coach Rodriguez. And he's got a ton of kids, man. He's probably got, some years, 40, 50 kids.
It's amazing.
So Coach, with that, you've been around for a long, long time. What are some of the things that, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I just mean that, you're a large part of, certainly my youth and developing, and a lot of people's youth and developing. I mean, what you've done for, the youth of Long Island, New York State, you were New York State coach, obviously what you're doing at Long Beach, but there's a lot of young coaches right now that might be listening from Long Island, maybe a little bit further. And, they probably, want to understand how you can go from a team to a program. So, you talked about, what I like to call superheroes, superstars. You're a little kid, you look up at the wall and you see John Massa, you see Palacios, you see El Delgado, you see these guys on the wall and you say, I want to be them. Aside from that, what are you doing, that's kind of X factor that you might not be talking about that really, you find separates Long Beach from other programs?
I think there's a couple of answers to that, Mike. And number one is I think the kids know that we really care about them. We have a lot of kids in Long Beach that they need a lot of TLC, and so we reach out to those kids, and we try to help them out and get them to become things that maybe they thought they couldn't be, right?
So when you say that, not to interject, but I want to go a little bit deeper because I think I have an understanding of how far you guys go in the lives of the youth that you work with. Isaiah Bird is, just one poster example, but there's, countless kids that are getting the same attention and affection. So when you say that you're reaching out to them, what type of things are you doing away from the wrestling mat where you're trying to help these kids out and their families?
Yeah, well, we're in communication with these guys 24/7, 365 days a year. Listen, whether we call them, we text them, we talk to their parents, We take them to tournaments, we do all that stuff. We just want to keep our pulse on these kids, year round. And I think they know that the coaches care, and really, truly, we love those kids. And kids, they know, kids see through people pretty easily, if they know they're full of crap, So I think that's where, our program is great. We just bring a whole bunch of kids together from varied backgrounds. We got kids that are wealthy, kids that live at the poverty level. We just kind of bring them all together, and we're one big family,
Coach, I see you. Do I see you rocking the LB shirt? Let me see it. Let me flex a little bit. Do I see the Long Beach shirt there?
Lots of LB
Okay,
shirts.
okay.
There you
What I see when I wrestled against you guys for, I don't know, 20 years, if you will. We've been all over the place together. I consider you a really good friend of mine. I'm proud to call you my friend. I said this to Darren Goldstein, who's the Rocky Point coach, Mike's alma mater. When you wrestle a Long Beach guy, I don't care if he's a state finalist or he's a newbie or a she, right? A boy or a girl.
Right.
It's like a badge of honor.
Right.
That Long Beach, especially with that gladiator, it's a badge of honor, and it's tough to beat. And this year, I don't know what people expected. Candidly, I know that you guys don't rebuild, you reload. But Billy O.C., I'd like you to bring up the box score with East Meadow, right? So East Meadow is one of the perennial top powers in Nassau County. If we could bring that up, I want you to take a look at a little bit about your program. And I know that you have some seniors, but I know that you have some young some studs. Tell us a little bit about that program. I look, some of these names I've been around. I know Mason. I know his brother Brody, right? I know some of these names. Jerimiah. Yep. Some of these guys are bringing me nightmares. Tell me a little bit about this dual meet, right? East Meadow's a perennial power, and you had Long Beach. You beat them pretty good. Tell me about that match.
Yeah, well, East Meadow got some tough guys over there. We had a good match with them yesterday, but just looking at some of the kids, you mentioned Mason Franklin, and Mason, he was undersized up until this year. He was weighing like 80 pounds last year.
Yep.
And I think, so he's waited his time to break.
Big fan of his dad. His dad's a passionate guy. Big fan of Mr. Franklin. Yeah.
Scott's a good dude. So, so Mason's a guy, he paid his dues, and he was big on the youth circuit for a long time.
Yeah.
He's finally of size, and he's doing really well. He's won every match so far. The kid Connor Rosenzweig, he's really, another 102 pounder, but we needed him at 110, ninth grader. And, the kid is just tough, man. He just works hard, and we're really expecting a lot of great things out of him. He's wrestled some really seasoned guys. In this match, he had a forfeit, but in the previous matches against Manhasset and MacArthur, he wrestled tough as nails, man. He just brought it, like you said, he brought it, man. I was so proud of him. Castro's a kid, he's been behind Lopez and Echevarria the past few years, and now he's, found a spot in the starting lineup. He's been a league finalist, as a second guy in the past. So, we got a lot of guys like him, the kid McKendy, Hogarth, they'd start on most teams. They just happen to be behind Kevin Lopez and Jerimiah Echevarria, which, those guys are tough dudes. Wyatt Parker Jr. putting in a lot of time. And we got a couple of young guys. Romeo Alalar, he's a senior, but new to wrestling. And Yehuda, he's really new to wrestling. Yehuda, man, he works hard, big strong guy. Has wrestled like 3 Old County guys in a row. His first 3 matches out. Dylan Sofield, he's a program kid, man. Just went from JV kid to winning 3 matches in the county tournament last year. And, he's a kid that if we had a county tournament, I would expect him to place this year. And he's going to go wrestle.
Coach, what is the – speak a little bit about, you guys are, you're kind of buried away from the rest of the island, right? To go and find out what you guys are doing, you have to cross a bridge and kind of, go and go out of your way. What is the off-season schedule? Talk about the importance and kind of the fluctuation of freestyle and Greco on Long Island, the state level, and the importance of that. Are you growing girls wrestling at the program? What are you guys doing in the off-season? That's maybe different than everybody else, or what are you doing now and planning on doing in the future?
Yeah, well, as you know, Mike, since you were wrestling, we were big into the freestyle and the Greco. We travel, all over the place to compete. I'm firm believer that if you want to reach the highest levels of wrestling, you need to be a freestyle.
I think you were stalking me for a while. Everywhere I went, you were there. I don't know if he was stalking me. Well, maybe I was stalking you.
Well, somebody was stalking somebody because you're wearing a camo shirt. You're trying to blend into
trying to blend in.
there, Mike.
Yeah.
With that,
it didn't work.
Camo.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Hunting you down, Vetrano.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, just on a side note, we stole a Sayville guy on our staff now. Rich Pellegrini.
That's right. You did take Rich Pellegrini. Okay. Is he in district? He's a good person.
Yeah,
good human being.
Yeah,
good.
He's awesome, man. He's doing a great job. So.
That's great. Good to hear. Good to hear.
I tell him the other day he's doing our match. I go, "Is this stuff happening in Sayville?" He's like, "No." You know, crazy match with the cover. A lot of fun. But,
we have the match put out for us, right? Just kidding. Yeah.
So big freestyle guys. We send our guys to Fargo every year. You know, I just always kind of thought in my mind that kids were on the cusp. If they went to Fargo and competed, you know, win, lose, or draw, and they went to the camp, you know, that would put them in the running to place in the sectional tournament and, you know, get those guys who are second, third in the county to win, and then, you know, get to that where they could be a state champion.
Right. Coach, before we have one of your athletes, we have Jerimiah, but, you know, look, you guys have Parker and Romeo and Yehuda and Dylan Sofield and, you know, Thomas Rooney and Peter Navarrete and you know, Ronald Washington, right? So you guys, to me, you guys are
it's like a Billy Joel song.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are stacked again. I don't know what, you know, it's you know, I always tell people this, a down year for Long Beach is the only year that you may even have a shot, right? But you guys are really never down. You know, Billy, can we bring in Jerimiah? I think we have a special guest coming in.
There he is. What's up, Jerry?
What's up?
So Jerimiah Echevarria started wrestling in middle school, right? He wasn't like a youth kid wrestler at all. And he's one of the hardest working kids out there. Third in the county as a ninth grader, second in the county as a sophomore, and was a state qualifier. Lost in the blood round. You know, wrestled tough that tournament. Beat the kid Elijah Rivera from Bayshore in the tournament. Junior year wins the county tournament. Defeats real tough kid from MacArthur, Killian Foy, who was state runner-up the year before, and he gets himself into the state finals last year, Jeremiah, and he lost to Steve-O Poulin from Shenandoah. You know, it's a tough dude right there, but you know, he worked really hard all off season, and you know, once again, you know, he would have been in the running to win the counties and look to win a state title for sure.
Now, Jeremiah, we're you know, we're pressed for time, but we have two questions for you. I know I have one and Mike has one. Look, it's a short season. I know I've been following you, you know, for the last few years, certainly at different tournaments, and you know, Ray's told me about you over the years. What is your goal? Obviously, it's a short season. We're all happy and lucky to be on the mat, right, Ray? I mean, there was a time that we didn't think we were gonna get anything. What is your goal for this season? What are you looking to do for this season? You looking to run the table? You looking to make your mark? What are you looking to do?
For this season, I'm honestly looking just to like dominate, just to dominate my opponents. That's like what I'm looking to do.
Okay. So moving into it is a short season. So what year are you again? Tell everybody.
I'm a senior this year.
And where are you you know, considering? Are you considering to wrestle? You know, in college, you look like a pretty good athlete, handsome guy. Do you do something else that you might? There was
All
a
these
guy,
Long Beach guys and handsome guys.
Yeah. Was it Haggerty way back in the day? He was a New York State champ from Long Beach, and he was a lacrosse All-American, I think. So you guys put a lot of dual sport talent out. You know, are you considering wrestling in school? And you know, are you really prepared? I'm sure that you are because of where you are, but are you prepared to take the career for, you know, another 5 years and you know, what's the goal at that point?
I honestly feel like I'm prepared to wrestle at the college level. Like hands down, in my opinion, I'm ready to like go out there and just to wrestle with some of the best guys in the country.
Are you looking at any schools particular right now? Or
yes.
thinking about anywhere that you want to go?
Yes, I am.
Well, I can tell you this, you know, before we wrap up, I think the world of Coach Adams and Coach Valentine and Coach Rodriguez. These guys are my brothers. These guys are my buddies. So if there's anything First of all, anyone
Coach
can.
Palacio.
Coach Palacio, of course, you know I love Palacio.
Posse.
To get you to the next level, it's that crew. If there's anything that Mike and I could do to assist Ray, I mean that. If there's anything we could do to assist you get in college, look us up. Jerimiah, we'll be following you. We always follow the Gladiators. I have a feeling we're going to be talking to you again. We appreciate your time. Go Long Beach. And last question: is there anywhere that I could be an adopted Long Beach, alum? Is there something that could happen that I can make myself from Long Beach? Maybe we've talked about.
There's smart people in Long Beach. This is not some crew somewhere that you might be able to pull one over. There's
I
smart
don't know.
people
I feel
over
like
there.
I know enough people. I mean, I feel like Franklin's dad may be able to get me in somehow. I don't know. It's possible.
Hey, you guys are always welcome. You know that, guys.
All right.
Always.
All right, go LB. All right, what's next?